Some words from Psalm 20. May the great birther who created you in wholeness comfort you when you call. May your heart's desires and all of love's plans for you be fulfilled in due season. Let our thankful hearts sing in loud acclamation to the beloved. I know that love comes to all who open their hearts and dwell within, offering gifts of peace and harmony. O beloved, you who created us, you bless us with your love, for you are the divine guest dwelling within our hearts. And we take these words in this morning, the great birther that dwells within each one of us, bringing forth the desire of our heart, the true desire to be the expression of God here on earth, the hands, the feet, the voice, the love, the presence that is and animates itself as each and every one of us. We give thanks for the blessings of this day and being able to gather together in community, whether in person or virtual, because we know that we are one. And we say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. And so good morning, everyone. It is terrific to see you. It's okay, Anne, you can cough, okay? She's trying to stifle it and like, oh my God, people online. It's going to be fine. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be here. You can be natural and normal and relax and be yourselves. And welcome to all of you who are joining us online this morning as well. Unity honors the many paths that lead to the one God. And we know that there are so many ways that this expression of God celebrates itself across all of humanity, and we just really, I want to acknowledge all of the spiritual communities across the United States and around the world who are gathering to do exactly what we are here to do as well, is to know the presence of God in our lives and to live from that truth. We have welcoming back in our music ministry this morning our beloved Felice Schaefer-Hernandez, so yay. Glad to have you back, Felice. Always enjoy when you are here and your voice. And we have Levi on piano. Yay! And of course, it doesn't change. All of us are part of the music ministry. So I invite you to please stand as we sing our congregation song, If It's to Be.
Let's do it.
It's up to me.
We got to make sure they feel the energy on online. Let's try it. If it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I seek the truth, let me speak the truth. If I'm lost in doubt, let me believe. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me. Sing it again, ready? If it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me.
And so turn an air hug to your people around you, and those of you who are with us online, take a moment to say hello to each other. And those of you who are here, if you want to step in front of the camera and wave, you can. So air hug, we are all here. Yay! Good morning. Woohoo!
It's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me. Oh, if it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me.
This is the part of our service where we celebrate our community, Unity of Pasadena. Say our vision statement with me. United in spirit, we are a beacon of light and love that catalyzes a global weevolution. And our mission, creating community, living love, teaching truth, serving spirit. Both statements represent our intention as a ministry. July is going to be an official Let's Take a Vacation month here at Unity of Pasadena, so we don't have activities to brief you on, but know that coming in August we're going to have a delightful new array of activities to bring us back into the year together. Praying with others is a core practice in our ministry. If you'd like to have prayer today, please enter your prayer request on our website or in the body of our Friday weekly email on the bottom. If you're here with us in person, please fill out a prayer request card and drop it in the box where you enter the church. We hold all requests in prayer and then forward them on to Silent Unity, our 24-hour prayer ministry at Unity Village, Missouri, and they're held in prayer there for 30 more loving days. Okay, our daily word for the day is guidance. I am divinely guided. Guidance can be easy to find in the outer world. Maps and GPS technology can help me navigate my way just about anywhere. Everywhere I go, there are signs marking streets, adorning storefronts, and providing just about every kind of information and opinion imaginable. Spiritual guidance often is not as evident, but is much more valuable. It can come to me as a persistent tug on my attention, as a gut feeling or intuition, or even in a dream as I sleep. I pay attention to the guidance I receive and step out in faith to move my steps in its direction. I know that the spirit of wisdom and love within me are always guiding me to blessings of greater peace, love, and prosperity. From Psalm 25:4, make me know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths.
I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need now. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need now.
closing our eyes, breathing in peace. Gently exhaling peace. We gently center ourselves in our divine nature. Peaceful, restful. Here we are anchored. We are sure and steady. From here we lead our life by faith, sure of our oneness with God. We find strength as an endless inner resource. There is fullness and wholeness in life, a sanctity. There is health, well-being, vitality, and ease. We center ourselves in peaceful presence now. We soak in this presence for the next 2 minutes. Gently opening our eyes, we close out this period of meditation. As we go into the world this week, we know that we are God expressing as harmony, love, kindness, and care. We live in the harmony of divine love.
that I choose to believe when my confidence fades. It's these words I pray. Oh, increase my faith. Increase my faith. Open my mind to the things I need to know, thoughts I need to hold, and thoughts I can't let go. Help me be wise, see the world through others' eyes. Oh, open my mind, open my mind. Peaceful and free, that's how I want to be. The gift I want to give to the people I meet. Let each of us sing our own harmony. Oh, peaceful and free, peaceful and free. Increase my faith, increase my faith, increase my faith, increase my faith.
Thank you so much, Levi and Felice. Oh my God, what a beautiful tune. You know, Levi just has this knack every week, week after week after week, no matter what I throw at him, of selecting amazing music to support the talk and the theme. So thank you. I want to acknowledge that because it's not an easy job. I don't know, those of you who have maybe had to do any kind of artistic or creative work where like you're searching for images. Do you know how many hours you can spend searching for images, right? I see some heads nodding. Yeah, Andrea especially. She's had to do that, you know? And it's the same thing searching for music. Like, you know, oh my gosh, because you have to really kind of be mindful, you know, about what you're doing. So I just really wanted to acknowledge that. And so thank you. Thank you so much. We have week 2 of Metaphysical Movie Month. Woohoo! Yay, Metaphysical Movie Month. I know there are several people who comment they enjoy this, and obviously my feet are doing well because she's jumping up and down, you know, so that's really a wonderful thing. They've been good for a while, but, you know, it's like, I feel particularly enthusiastic because it's summer. And what speaks of summer but baseball? Especially if you're my fella, he's a big, big baseball fan, more so than I am. I enjoy it, but baseball does, kind of smack of summer and reminds of this time of year where we can just kind of, we do need to, let's everybody collectively, right? Like we all need to exhale, just kind of give ourselves permission to, exhale. And today we are also working with another true story, meaning that it's based on an actual individual and it's not a fictionalized story. And it begins with this idea that there are in seemingly kind of barren places that there can be riches. There are riches everywhere under the surface. The question is, are we willing to dig deep? Because sometimes we need to dig deep in order to find what is literally beneath our feet. Please.
There's a story told in the town of Big Lake, Texas, a story of the town's beginnings. It's the story of the Santa Rita No. 1, birthplace of West Texas oil. Now, as with most Texas legends, there was a man who thought oil was right beneath his feet. And as with most such stories, no one else believed him. Except in this case for two nuns who, in 1923, met the man and believed so much in him and his dream that they invested money no one knew they had. Now, when the nuns told their parish priest about the man's dream and their investment in it, he counseled them to try and get their money back. Sheepishly, they admitted that it was too late, that the money was already spent. Well, the priest, he sighed, shook his head, and offered just one small bit of advice. Bless the site with rose petals and invoke the help of St. Rita, patron saint of impossible dreams. And while the workers waited for the oil that would eventually come, they played baseball. Played baseball so well that some were able to give up the dirt and the despair and went on to play Major League ball in the glory days of Ruth and Gary.
All right, so a couple of things already. If we have a desire and we have a dream, it doesn't always manifest immediately. Sometimes we have to occupy ourselves doing other things while we are waiting for all of the right conditions to come together in order to bring that dream, that desire forth. However, if that dream, if that desire is truly your heart's desire, meaning that it is something that you know is a part of who you are and what you are supposed to be doing in this world, then spiritual guides, God will always be there with you. I am not Catholic, but let me tell you, I'll take advantage of the saints, absolutely. So the Saint Rita, the saint of impossible dreams, were who the nuns called upon because they believed in that man's dream. And eventually the town of Big Lake, Texas, yes, did hit oil, but in the meantime, as they said, they were playing baseball. Baseball, that summertime activity. And so riches are not always visible in ourselves or in the outer. Enter into Big Lake, Texas, Jim Morris. His father was a military guy. They had moved all over the United States, finally landing in this little town. And Jim Morris had a dream as a child that he wanted to be a major league baseball pitcher. Now, I don't know a whole lot about baseball, but I do know this. Getting to the major leagues is a long, arduous, difficult process. And you have to be like really, really good. And one of the ways that we get really, really good at things is to be able to have a place to practice what our craft is. In his case, baseball, and pitching. Now, he had an opportunity that did come to him, and he injured himself. Out of that injury, he stepped away. This happened when he was in the minor leagues. He had gotten injured. He grows up, and he gets married, has kids. He's the high school science teacher in the town of Big Lake, Texas, which, by the way, is not a very big town, little place. He's also coaching the baseball team. He had lost his belief and his faith in himself and the possibility of what baseball could represent. And sometimes when we think about ourselves and how we look at our conditions in our lives around us, if we lose faith in ourselves or if we lose heart for a period of time, and that can happen, especially when we've been holding a dream for quite a period of time, the outer conditions reflect that as well. And in the town of Big Lake, Texas, football was where the money was at. And the baseball field, well, it was pretty scrappy. Not much going on there. And this team of kids that he was coaching were finding themselves repeatedly in some difficulty, having only had one win each season for the previous 3 years.
Anybody want to tell me how we lost that game? No? How about taking a look at the numbers on that scoreboard out there? What do those numbers tell you?
How to get a hold of Bo's Tire Barn.
You quit. You quit out there. You quit on me, and worse, you quit on yourselves. Well, what is it? You think people don't care about baseball around here? Think the school's gonna drop the program? You're just making it easy for them. Sad part about it is I see it and you don't. Look, guys, most of you, you're going to finish up school here, you're going to work the rigs, you're going to work at Bo's Tire Barn, you're going to raise a family and retire, and you're going to do all that right here in Big Lake. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of real good people have done that. I'm doing it. But if you're looking for something more after you're done here, you better give some serious thought as to how you're going to play out the rest of this season.
What difference does it make? I mean, it's not like any of us are getting scholarships.
I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about wanting things in life. I'm talking about having dreams. And all that starts right here. Okay? Right here. You don't have dreams, you don't have anything.
Coach, what about you? I mean, you talk about our dreams. I mean, I've been catching yours.
You're not talking about me.
Yeah, come on, Coach. Every time you throw, I gotta ice my hand. Every time. You're the one who should be wanting something more.
And the sad part is, I mean, we see it and you don't.
I've had my shot, all right? Just look, we got practice tomorrow. Let's go.
So you take another shot.
It doesn't work like that.
It does if you throw hard enough.
I don't throw hard enough, all right? Now let's hit the showers. Come on.
No, wait a minute. We start winning, you try out again.
Last time I checked, scouts aren't looking for high school science teachers.
Well, not many science teachers throw like you.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. No lie.
Take a heck of a lot more than a couple of wins to get me to make a fool of myself.
All right. What if we win district? Huh? What if we win district and go to state playoffs? Then?
You serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
You serious?
Yes.
Yeah. And all I have to do is just find some kind of tryout somewhere.
That's it, man.
All right. You win district.
Right on, man.
I don't get to tell Mom about this, do I?
Just had to throw that little bit in there. You know, sometimes we need a challenge. Now, I don't have a gauntlet to throw down here right at the moment like they did with Jim. If I had thought about it ahead of time, maybe I'd have come up with one, but I don't have a gauntlet to throw down. So hang on a second here, though. In order for me to get closer to you, I'm going to do this. Whatever your dream is, don't give up on it. Don't give up on your dream. It's going to work out okay. Steve, do not give up on your dream. I know you've been holding one for a very long time. Don't give up on your dream. Margaret, don't give up on your dream. It's going to work out. Millie, don't give up on your dream, whatever is your heart's desire. Nancy, don't give up on your dream, whatever is your heart's desire. Tim, don't give up on your dream, whatever is your heart's desire. Norma, do not give up on your dream. David, do not give up on your dream. You know baseball. While I'm right here in front of the camera, maybe that's a little too close. Don't give up on your dream. Anne, do not give up on your dream. Barbara, do not give up on your dream. Andrea, do not give up on your dream. So do we have an agreement here, everyone? We will not give up on our dream. Whatever it is, we will not give up on our dream. We have to acknowledge that it exists, and then we do have to cultivate it. Yes, absolutely. You know, we do need to cultivate it. We do need to practice and work at what we need in order to bring it forth or how we need to be with it. If we think about the ballpark, and it wasn't really easy to see so much in the frame, but in the background you might have noticed the grass was brown and the fence was tore up and the signboard, the scoreboard was a mess. And we have to ask ourselves, what does our consciousness look like? Because the field in which these dreams will come to manifest is in our consciousness and in our hearts. Is it a barren wasteland or is it a field of dreams? And I know that there are times where we will lose heart, okay? It does happen, absolutely. And this is where we can reach out to people that are companions with us, compadres or comadres, as my dear friend Janet in Mexico would say, to remind us of what it is that we have within us, like these kids did with Jim Morris. They reminded him of what he had inside him. And yes, they threw out a challenge, and sometimes we need a challenge, but it's important for us to tend to our consciousness. We do this through our spiritual practices. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of our spiritual practices, our prayer, our meditation. This is where we water, where we nurture our consciousness, our hearts, to remind us of who we are and the very truth of our being. I cannot emphasize that enough, especially when it seems like things are just going crazy around us. Dreams, my friend, and the desires are born of God mind. Capital M mind. The desires and the ideas that are brought to us, we hold the vision, we do the work, and then in that, the expression comes into the field. Charles Fillmore had this to say in the revealing word about desire. It is an expression of the inmost being of man, the onward impulse of the ever-evolving man. It springs from deep within being, and it has enduring power. Deep desire is essential to spiritual growth. It is desire, earnest, intense desire that draws the whole being up out of mortality and its transient joys into the power to appreciate and to receive real spiritual blessings. As we receive the real spiritual blessings and open ourselves up to them, we then are bolstered in what Hebrews gives as a definition of faith. Many of us are familiar of this, Hebrews 11, verse 1 through 3. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of a thing not seen. What is seen was made from things that are not visible. Everything comes from the invisible into visible, from unmanifest to manifest, from formless to form. It all begins in where we cannot see. And so Charles Fillmore had this to say in Jesus Christ Heals about the expression of our desires in the creative process. He says there are two sides to every proposition: the image, the idea, the image, and the expression. And he hearkens us back to actually one of my favorite scriptures out of Genesis. The Lord God formed man out of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And so Fillmore says we must not only see the image of our desires as a theory, but we form it into a living, breathing thing through every motive and act of our life. If we have an idea, we must act just as if it were a part of our life. We act as if it were a part of our life. When we do that, amazing outcomes can occur.
Settle down, please. Yeah, come on, guys, quiet down. To the man who taught us about wanting something more, Coach Jimmy Morris of the district champion Big Lake Owls. Yeah, we wanted it, and now we got it. Yeah.
Baseball's signed with
Now it's your
other
turn,
names.
Coach.
Coach. It's your turn, Coach.
It's your turn, Coach.
It's your turn, Coach. It's your turn, Coach.
Your turn, Coach.
So now he's got to follow through. So if we accept the challenge, we also need to follow through. He does go and he tries out. He's throwing faster than he did when he was younger, and he is the oldest potential rookie at that point in time in his life at the age of 35. Now, I want to say this sometimes about dreams and what we think is impossible, even when it starts to become evident that it is possible. There may be something that runs alongside it concurrently, asking us to really choose whether we want the desire or if we would do what some refer to perhaps as the easier, softer way. While this is happening to him, he's offered an extremely lucrative teaching job at a school in Fort Worth to coach their baseball team. He's got 3 kids, he's got a wife. And it's a common dilemma that happens, that the practical seems to show up at that juncture where we are in the impractical still. And his wife says to him something that actually they both had been thinking. She says to him, "You can't eat dreams. We have a mortgage to pay. We need to buy groceries, and all of those are realities." Absolutely. She says, "We need to be rational about this. I don't want to see you hurt again." And he says to her, maybe you're right. Now, sometimes people mean well, but they can't see really beyond the rationality of what goes on. And sometimes if they're really close enough to us and they really want our heart's desire at their best, as part of their best interest, there may be a way that something can slip in there and get past that rational mind and remind them of something that is bigger than the rational mind. She goes to put their son to bed that same evening, right after that conversation. We've seen him in a couple of the clips here already. She goes into his room as she's putting him to sleep. He's already in bed, and she looks around the room and sees all of the decorations in celebration of his dad and baseball. And something, I would call it God, enters into her heart and sparks a change.
Kids down.
For a while, at least.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
I've been thinking.
So have I think you should do this.
No. You were right.
No, I don't think so. We've got an 8-year-old boy inside this house who waited all day in the sun and the rain to see his daddy try to do something that nobody believed he could do. Now, what are we telling him if you don't try now?
I can't leave you here with all this.
Jimmy Morris, I'm a Texas woman, which means I don't need the help of a man to keep things running. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
And so he accepts the opportunity to start out with AA minor league baseball. She sees beyond the logic. She tells him to follow his dream. And comeback stories are not isolated stories. A very famous athlete had a dream to also play baseball and decided to go out and give it a try. He found something, though, that he was not quite as skillful at it as his other sport. Michael Jordan said this, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." He also said you have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. So even though he wasn't a great baseball player, he played one season and then went back to what it is that he does really well, which is basketball. Dara Torres, an Olympic swimmer. She had a comeback story of being 41 years old and placing with Olympic medal, one of the oldest Olympic swimmers on the women's team. She says, "I'm hoping that this comeback will allow others, not necessarily just swimmers and athletes, know that you don't have to put an age limit on your dreams and goals. No matter where we are in our lives, whatever it is that is alive for us, whether it is something as simple as perhaps trying to write poetry or taking an art class or gardening, it doesn't matter what it is. It is simply that whatever it is, it doesn't matter where we are in our lives. We have the wherewithal within us to bring that forward. And you can just go to the next slide. Thank you. Thank you, just right there. So life is calling us, my friends. Even in this environment right now, life is calling us. I've said this before, life doesn't end. We mentioned it last week, very especially looking at The Biggest Little Farm. Life doesn't end. It continues on. It is continually expressing itself. Life is calling. The question is, are you going to sit on the sidelines or are you going to get in the game? Sit on the sidelines or get in the game. You know, when he makes the decision to go ahead and accept the draft in the AA league, minor league, he does it not because he's thinking that he's going to be the MVP. He does it because of the love of the game and the fulfillment again of his dream. He gets pulled up to the AAA minor leagues, and there comes a point there where once again, he's not been home for a while. He's starting to wonder, am I going to be stuck here in the AAA? Is this ever going to happen? Especially when he's told one of the other players is being called up to the big leagues. And he's about ready to quit. He even tells his wife he's going to quit, and she says, no, don't. And he walks back in, and the coach says to him, you're being called up. And he makes it into the major leagues. Now, just getting there doesn't mean you get to play, but he gets there. And he keeps showing up. He keeps pitching. He keeps warming up. And he keeps waiting.
Morris, you're in.
He plays 2 seasons of Major League Baseball. Jim Morris says this, never give up on a dream. Never give up on a dream. And so I say, follow your dreams. Walk in that direction. Because I believe that you'll receive the call that says, you're in. Amen, everyone. And so, friends, this is the time of our service where we share of our gifts, tithes, and offerings. In whatever way that you are doing that today, if you are here in person and plan to do it by check or cash, we have the offering basket at the table on your way out. So just know that as you hold it in your hand, we're still blessing it. For those of you who are with us online, encourage you to take advantage of the text giving option, 77977. Put in Unity of Pasadena, one word, will take you to an easy screen where you can set up your contribution. And that is, of course, available to each and every one of you who are here with us in person. I went ahead and set mine up on a recurring, so I don't have to remember to do it now, even though I enjoy doing it, but I set it up on a recurring through our app. So however it is that you are sharing in your gift with us today, I invite you to honor it, to hold it, and join me in our offertory blessing together. God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful. And of course, our music team have another gift for us.
Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Listen to the sound. Can you hear the message? Listen to the sound beckoning to you, safe passage. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Listen to the sound. Can you hear the message? Listen to the sound beckoning to you, safe passage. Run at the walls in front of you and watch them disappear, and know that there is something greater here. Walk through the fire that's ahead of you. Look directly into fear and trust the voice that's whispering in your ear. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Listen to the sound. Can you hear the message? Listen to the sound beckoning to you, safe passage. Charge up the mountain looming over you. Feel it crumble away and revel in the sun that lights your way. Jump into love with all your might and feel it burning bright, and let it get you through your darkest night. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Listen to the sound. Can you hear the message? Listen to the sound beckoning to you, safe passage. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Every life, every day is a hero's journey. Listen to the sound. Can you hear the message? Listen to the sound beckoning to you, safe passage. Every life, every day. Every life, every day is a hero's journey.
God, isn't that the truth? Every life, every day is a hero's journey. You are all heroes in your own lives. And so we just want to take a moment to once again extend a welcome to everyone who's here today. Those of you who perhaps are joining us online for the first time, glad that you found us here at Unity of Pasadena. No matter where you are on your faith journey, you are welcome here. Our arms are wide enough to be able to embrace you. One of the things that we often say when we gather in person is we love you, we bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. Woohoo! Isn't that good to know? Oh my gosh. And so today, as we prepare to close our service with the prayer for protection and then the peace song, certainly invite you to join us again here next week. And so many blessings to you. And let us stand as we say the prayer for protection. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of